Let's do it. Let's check if our Vue app successfully deployed. Boom! It works. Right? It's mobile friendly. The first thing I'll do is to create the Vue application. To create the Vue application, you can type Vue create followed by your project name. Usually I will select the manual options. Here I'll choose Babel and Linter. From here you can choose the version of your Vue. I'll choose a version 2 and then I'll choose the prettier followed by the ESLint. Up here you can see that I'm using yarn instead of npm. If you have used npm before, you will notice the performance difference. Yarn is super fast. I've tried a couple of times and it's really awesome. For those who haven't tried before, I encourage you to give it a try. You will definitely notice its difference. From here you can see that it is installing all the packages needed for this project, like ESLint. Here you go. We have completed the installations. Next thing I'll do is to open up this Visual Studio Code. You can use the command code space dot. It will open up Visual Studio Code and delete the default text. On my left is the Visual Studio Code and on my right is the web page. So what I did before that is that I'll run the yarn serve to serve this page, and whenever I make any changes it will be updated automatically. As you can see here, I have made some changes by removing some default text, and on the right it will be refreshed automatically. Next, I'll look for the superhero API. When you type superhero API, one of the websites that provide the free API to use is this website, https superheroapi.com. Of course, you have to register first. When you register, you will get the access token. With the access token, you can basically use the API. So looking at the documentation, you can see that there are quite a number of API that you can use, but I will just use this API which I can get the character details. For example, when I pass in the this is my access token and this is the ID for the character. 157 is Captain Marvel, and if this number exists, it will return back the response for this API. You can see a lot of informations. You can see the character name, you can see the power stat, and yep, basically this is what I want. So of course, this website also provide a very nice interface for you to type in whatever API that you, whatever character that you want to search for, you will get the same thing as well. Okay, go to look at this website and you will find out more on how you can call this API. Of course, I can also copy and paste this JSON and paste it inside here. so I can see my JSON data more organized manner, right? So it's pretty cool. You get a lot of information from this API. But what I want is basically the power stats and probably the full name as well. Next, I'll search for the template for my Vue app. So I'll type CSS theme card template to search for a couple of templates. So this is one of the more time consuming session for me because as I search around, I can't find exactly the template that I need. But after some time, I managed to find something that I need. This is the template that I need because my idea is I want the superhero image to appear here and probably followed by the superhero name over here, and then instead of showing the skill set, it will show the strength of the superhero, the power stat of the superhero. Now that you have your CSS template, what you can do is that you can basically copy the CSS template to your Vue app. So you can just Control A and you can delete whatever in your template, and then Control V, paste it in. But bear in mind that this template miss out one closing tag, so you have to add back the closing tag. You can save it, and because you use ESLint, it will automatically format the the prettier will help you to automatically format your tag once you save your code. But over here we can delete this component, this Vue component that we no longer need, and we can also delete the default CSS given and replace it with the CSS from this template. Save it. It will automatically format it, and if there is any for example semicolon does not exist, it will automatically insert the semicolon for you. So if you go back to your page, boom, it's really pretty. We have successfully copied the template over to our Vue app. So once we have copied the CSS template over, the next thing we can do is to get the data. In the beginning, we have already managed to get the data from this website, Superhero API. We managed to get the JSON object for each superhero. And the next thing I'll do is to get this data into my Vue app. So the reason why I could not directly access to this web API is due to the cross-origin issue. And because of that, I will just copy over the data as a JSON object and just copy over to my Vue app to load it locally from the memory. So what I'll do is that first I will delete the props, and then I will basically use the return the hero. This is like my property name, and over here you can copy the object for one superhero and paste it inside here. So once you save, ESLint, the prettier will automatically format for you. But bear in mind that this URL property will have a little bit of error. So what you can do is just delete the backslash, and then it should be all right. Not needed. For example, over here we have our team card, view more 10 demos. So from here you can delete it. Right, so basically this is what we need. Let's say if everything's okay, then you can start to load your data from the array. Just now we have the array over here, the object. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna get this Captain Marvel name appear over here to replace this hard-coded value. So how are we going to do that? Basically, we can look for the right tag. For example, over here I can see that this div class team is basically the whole section over here. You can inspect it. Let's put our view binding here. So what happened over here is that we can just put in our view binding. This hero is what we have defined previously over here. This is where we store the data. And we use this v4 over here is because later on we're gonna have a couple of objects, not just display one, but display multiple. So for each particular hero, what you're gonna do, so for example, I can replace the hard-coded name here with this syntax. So here you can see that it's referring to one. So we can type hero dot. So you have to search for the property name. For example, here the property name is name. So you have to type the exact property name defined in the object. Boom. Here you can see that the hard-coded value replaced with the data from the object. And you can do the same for whatever property that you want to display in your card. For example, you want to display the full name, you want to display the gender, the race, and so on. So to make it simple, I just want to have the full name and the name of this hero, the full name of this hero, and probably the most important one is the power stats. I want to appear in here. Customize this further, and over here I feel that this is not something that I need. I can basically delete it off. Again, it's up to you. If you want to put something else, by all means. So here I will replace it with the full name of this superhero. Here we have a little bit of a syntax differences over here. As you can see, this full name, there's a hyphen here, so we have to wrap it with the square brackets followed by a double quotes. Otherwise, you won't able to display this full name if you just use the normal way. So the next thing I'll do is to add in a few more rows for the skill set. Previously, you can see that there are only 3. Here are 6 because power stats. The original template will have 3 rows skill sets, but over here the power stat has 6 different properties. So what you can do is you can add another 3 more additional row. This is for 1 row, second row, and third row. So what you can do is you can copy this set and paste it here. Now you have 6 rows. So the next thing is that you can replace the value over here, whatever value for this object, intelligence 84, strength 88, you can replace it to the hard-coded value here. Use the same way that we replace for the name and the full name. Then you can replace whatever hard-coded value here with the value from the object. So for example, intelligence, you can replace it with HTML. And this 90, you can replace it with this value here, 84. So we can use the this syntax, curly braces, double curly braces, and followed by the object name, which is hero, and then followed by power stats, followed by the property name is intelligence over here. Copy and paste. So once you've saved it, as you can see, the value now is no longer hard-coded. It's coming from the object 84. 84 will be from here. So you'll do the same for the rest of the power stats: strength, speed, durability, power, and combat. The other thing we have to fix is basically the progress bar. As you mouse over, you can see that the progress bar is not correct. At the moment, the progress bar is hard-coded with certain value, 90, 80, 70. This is 90, this is 80, and this is 70. But the actual value is 84, 88, and 91. And this is 100%, very obvious. This progress bar is not correct. So what we need to do is that we have to replace this value with this value. But the problem is that we cannot use this syntax and put it here. So what we can do is we will delete this and we will use this syntax: colon style equals to double quote curly braces, then you put the width property followed by the value over here, hero power stat intelligence. Here we use the interpolation syntax, $. There we can put the variable of the object. Now that the progress bar is being fixed, the next thing we have to figure out later on is, as you can see, the original CSS template will only show the progress bar as you mouse over. But here, you can see the progress bar straight away. We'll try to fix that later on. The last hard-coded value you can replace obviously is the image. We want to display Captain Marvel image over here instead of this default image. So if you scroll to the bottom of your object, you'll be able to find the image. Inside the image, there's one URL, and this is where we have the image. We can grab this URL and replace it here. Okay, so we can delete it and paste it here. So once you save, boom, you can see the image display nicely over here. All right, so far so good. I think the last thing we can replace will be the image. From here, we can see that the image are hard-coded. We can replace the image from the object that we have. If you scroll to the object, you can see that in the image property, there's one URL property, and this URL property, you can directly get the image from this path. So what I'll do is that basically I will delete this and replace with this. Boom. So cool. I mean, we can actually get the image from the URL just with this syntax. So what's going on is we get the hero object here and the image property. And inside the image property, there's another one more property, URL. We can actually see the complete information. I mean, for this superhero, the name, the full name, and the power stats as well. So next thing we can do is to add probably one more superhero into a Vue app. At the moment, it's only display one superhero, and let's search for another one. Captain America. What about? Let's say we can just put in this value and paste it here. I have already pasted in my query. Here I get the data for Captain America. So you can just copy over to your Vue app. You can paste the data over here. Before you paste the data, you can add the comma to separate two different objects. Once you save it, boom. As you can see, so far you do nothing, but it is showing the character card nicely for you. Why? Because you have already write the for loop over here, the v-for. So there's one problem that we have to fix. Basically, it is not displaying it in the right position, because it is for each card it is going to the next row. So what I want is basically this card appear on the right hand side. To fix the CSS issue, what we can use is to use the display flags and flags direction column. This will fix your CSS issue. And for my power stats, so what I'll do is that we'll replace this inline CSS, and I'll use the class. So over here I have the value, for example, W-88. So W-88, I have to make sure that my CSS will have W-88 class. but I can't be making so many classes. So what I'll do is to use SCSS. Using SCSS, we can write some loop. With the loop, we can create all the classes dynamically. For 0 to 100, we will have all the classes. When I mouse over, when I hover over, then it will show whatever classes defined here dynamically. So here we have a W-0, W-1, W-2, all the way until 100. So this value will be the value from here, just like a simple for loop. And 0 multiplied with 1 become 1. 1 multiplied with 1 become 1, 2 multiplied with 1 become 2%, and so on, all the way until 100 times. So here you can imagine there are 100 classes, but defined dynamically. So by looking up for some solution, I'm able to find the solution to fix my CSS. Now that the for each hero, it is stacking up horizontally instead of vertically. And besides that, I also managed to find a solution to fix the initial issue, which I mentioned. When you mouse over, now the strength will be animated from 0 to whatever percentage defined. And to beautify it, I add a little bit of background, make it repeat. And that's it. This is my simple app to display superheroes power stats, right? So the next thing I'll do is to upload this web app to my subdomain. Type yarn build. So basically, what yarn build will create all the source code needed to run your this web page. Okay, it will minify it for you, and this is what you can copy to your website. Basically, it will create the distribution folder. If you just take a look of your project, cddist distribution folder, dir. You can see that these are all the files that you need to copy to your server to make this web page run. Next, I go to my control panel of my domain and create a subdomain for this web page. So here you can type whatever name. For example, you can type Avengers, and then you click add domain. So I've done it, and once you have done it, you can FTP your code over. So you can use any FTP client, can download for free, and go to your subdomain. Here I have created my subdomain, avengers.findingsteve.net. Right here are all the files that I've uploaded previously. So if you do it for the first time, probably here will be empty, and then you can basically select whatever files that you have locally. This will be your local files, and just upload. Once you click upload, all the files will be appear in your server, and you can then access your server to check if the web page loaded successfully. Let's check if our Vue app successfully deployed. Boom! It works. Right? It's mobile friendly. Isn't it fun? Just a simple app, but it's enjoyable to do. Okay, so I will continue with my Avenger Endgame movie. I'll see you next time.